Adam Bierman, Princetonian Now, December 2018. Again, Princetonian Now is about Princeton, by Princeton, for Princetonians, produced by the great Patrick McDonald and hosted by myself. We start off with the Christmas tree lighting in Palmer Square. What a great tradition. We interview Jamie Volker, we see Santa Claus, we hear the music, and then we see 32,000 lights light up a 65-foot Norwegian spruce. You can't beat it. I look forward to it every year with anticipation. Let's check it out. It's that time of year. We're back. Adam Bierman, Princetonian Now, the only show for and about Princeton. Palmer Square, the day after Thanksgiving. It's going to be the Christmas tree lighting, a 65-foot Norwegian spruce with 32,000 lights. Also some music, decorations, family fun, food, and hey, we can go shopping. Princetonian Now again. We're back with our favorite Jamie Volker. What are we going to see today? Palmer Square tree lighting.
Hi, yeah, we're here for our annual tree lighting ceremony. It starts at 5 o'clock. We've got a little background music from Swingadelic at 4:45 while guests are gathering. 5 o'clock, we'll kick off the ceremony. It's going to be a traditional one this year, filled with lots of choir music, sing-alongs, and we're going to have some of our community partners do some storytelling and festive traditions.
And again, if they want to check out more what's coming up in the new year, 2019, what's the website?
palmersquare.com.
We'll check it out. Let's go.
Square when you've got Palmer Square. Hi, Santa!
Let's count down to Merry Christmas. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2,
Whoa, another year, another tree lighting. I'm cold. I could use some warm eggnog with a shot. I'm just joking. Had a great time. We talked to Jamie Volker. We saw the tree get lit up. Heard some great music, and I'm getting ready for New Year's. See you soon. Adam Bierman, Princetonian Now. It was cold, but a lot of fun. I love seeing that tree. You just can't meet the anticipation and the look of the kids. I mean, it is priceless. Then we go on to another religion, a multicultural community. We had the lighting of the menorah in Palmer Square. We talked to Rabbi Adam Feldman and some other interesting people and saw the menorah get lit up. Let's take a look as we celebrate, I think it was the 5th day of Hanukkah, Palmer Square, Princetonian Now. Adam Bierman, Princetonian Now. We're back again. We're in front of Mediterranean restaurant right here on the 5th night of Hanukkah for the lighting of a menorah. I'm looking forward to it. It's brought to you by Palmer Square and the Jewish Center of Princeton, led by Rabbi Adam Feldman and cantor Adam Warshire. We're also going to be, I think, hearing some music from the Odessa Klemzir Band. Food, fun, mirth, learn a little bit about Hanukkah. Let's check it out. We're here with
I'm Jeffrey from East Windsor, and I can't pass up a goodie. This is a very nice town to come to.
And I was surfing around the internet, which was one of the new miracles that we have in these days and these times, and they said that there was a Hannukah lighting in Princeton. So I figured I would come and check it out, but I'm really confused because if you pan over here...
It's a Christmas tree. Oy vey. Could you for the layman, for the people who don't know, can you give a simple explanation about what Hanukkah is about?
You want a simple answer to something Jewish?
Uh-huh. A question with a question.
Of course I can answer a question with a question, but you know, essentially it's the short answer that they taught us in Hebrew school is that the Seleucid Greeks, which were Syrian Greeks, tried to push their ways upon the Jewish people, and they tried to make things like being circumcised to be illegal. And once you kill the Jewish God, you kill the Jewish people. And there was a group called the Maccabees back in those days and those times that had enough of it, and they put their foot down, and there was a big war. And in a place like Princeton, where you're a little bit more sophisticated and you have real colleges, it was even a civil war, but that doesn't really sell well these days, and it's not really nice. So we try to remember the good things about it. One of the things that kids do is they play with the dreidels, which is to remember what the Greeks used to do when they used to see people studying Torah. It was kind of illegal in those days, and all of a sudden they put the books away and they start spinning these tops because they didn't have these things. They couldn't do FanDuel. They couldn't do FanDuel and all those things back then.
Question: why is Hanukkah at least important to you, or why is Hanukkah important today as a holiday?
You see, if you really want to dig deep into it, it's a post-biblical holiday. So the sages or the Rabbanim didn't look on it too kindly. But we can't. That's like a whole year's episode. Part of it is that you can spin it in a way of that it's religious freedom, and America is built on freedom. And even though the Jewish people are a very small part of the population, the idea of religious freedom is something that was critical to be. That's a Jewish contribution to 1776 and all that type of stuff. And you know, you have this time of the year, you have the season, you have the Christmas season, and the Christmas spirit. It's kind of hard to, even though I grew up in Brooklyn, which you can tell from my accent, I still haven't lost after 30-something years in New Jersey. But if you grow up in the rest of the country, you're surrounded by a lot of Christian paraphernalia. And to the extent that there's peace on earth and goodwill toward men, you know, you can't fight. That's a good thing to have. But since it happens around the same time, it is something that if children aren't included, then they feel that there's something wrong with them. So you try to get along. Everybody tries to get along.
And everyone kind of has a holiday, hopefully some gelt, right?
Well, gelt is a good thing to have. Gelt literally means gold, but it means money. But kids like to eat, and adults like to eat also chocolate-covered gelt, which is the same thing too. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys know about this. I don't. One of the problems when you have a public situation where you have trying to mix religion in the public square. In the United States, there's something called a Constitution, and there's these amendments and these clauses. And I'm not a lawyer, and I don't try to play one on TV. But the Establishment Clause, I think that's the word here. But you know, all the politicians try to fight over each other who can light the menorah. And there came a time when, you guys can look it up now. The Supreme Court basically said that the menorah technically it's a Chanukiah, but that's a whole nother story. That the menorah and the tree itself is not a religious symbol. I don't quite buy it, but that's who I am. The crutches are a whole nother story, but you can have those are considered a religious symbol. So I've seen all the time politicians are tripping over themselves to be who's the one who's going to light the menorah, and maybe they're doing it for goodwill, and maybe they're doing it's after the election season. Okay. So I shouldn't be too there's a word for this, too snarky.
We could talk to you forever, and maybe we should, but thank you very much.
Okay, guys.
Happy Hanukkah.
Or in Hebrew, Chag Urim Sameach. Urim are the lights.
Chag Urim Sameach. Thank you very much. That was great.
ever.
Super.
First time, yes.
What does Hanukkah mean to you now or in the past or always?
It means family and love and good food.
And good food. Good food.
Food. The potato latkes.
Where did you come from?
We live in Somerset.
Why did you come to Princeton for Hanukkah?
I go anywhere for food.
If it's free.
It's a joyous holiday, and it's a fun holiday, and basically it's for the kids because the kids get gelt, which is money, where you give them the chocolate stuff, and the kids also, you're supposed to exchange inexpensive gifts, and it's just fun.
And is he a mensch?
Yes, he is a mensch.
You pronounced that very well.
Thank you very much.
I'm with him, so I have to say yes, he is.
Okay, thank you.
Edit me out.
That was great. Hi, Adam Bierman talking to Rabbi Adam Feldman of the Jewish Center of Princeton. Welcome. Why is Hanukkah important today in 2018?
Well, Hanukkah's been important for thousands of years. Hanukkah is a festival of lights, time of miracles, and I think even more so today. We need to believe in miracles. But we don't believe that we just depend on miracles. Sometimes we have to work with God to help create miracles. And Hanukkah is also a time to bring light into midst of darkness. And when people are feeling down and depressed, we Jews light candles. We try to give hope, try to give light and warmth. And we know we're not the only tradition that has this custom of lights in this season. But when it's cold and dark and dreary to some people, we like to give them hope. We like to give them light and warmth and some good treats too. And that's what Hanukkah is all about.
I couldn't have said it better. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Happy Hanukkah.
Oh, happy Hanukkah. Well, that was a lot of fun. Thank you, Rabbi Adam Feldman, the Odessa Clemser Band. And here's my Jewish joke, because, hey, we have to have a little fun. How many Jewish grandmothers does it take to change a light bulb? None. I'll suffer in the dark. It's been Adam Bierman for Princetonian Now. Oy vey, it was cold there too. Now we're going to leave the outdoor lighting and go inside and go to Morven. Morven, it was, as you know, it was home of the Stockton family. Then we'll jump to, it was the governor's mansion. And now it's a living, breathing museum with short-term exhibits, long-term exhibits, recycling exhibits, Smithsonian type stuff with Bruce Springsteen, very New Jerseyite. They even had something about diners and everything. This year we looked at all the history of Christmas trees, the different types of Christmas trees from different cultural backgrounds that represent our country. It was a lot of fun. Deborah Lambert-Rudman took us around with a great interview, and I learned about trees that came from California, trees that came from Ohio, trees that came from this religious sect, trees that came from people who just like to party. And it was glowing. It was festival, and I even got a present, a couple books, but I liked it. Let's check it out. We're going to be in Morven. Adam Bierman, Princetonian Now. It's a festival of trees at Morven 2018. Morven's been around since the 1750s. It's seen a lot. The revolution, been burned down to the ground, been home to many governors, and now it's a living, breathing museum. And we're going to check out everything it has to offer, and again, the Festival of Trees. Hi, Adam Bierman, Princetonian Now. We're talking to Debbie Lambert-Rudman. Redmond. Where are we right now? We're at Morven, Festival of Trees, and we're going to be seeing a lot of trees in this historic house. Where are we right now?
We're in the west wing of the Morven Museum and Garden, and this tree that we're looking at is created by the Garden Club of Princeton. And what we're going to see today are a lot of different trees from different garden clubs and different organizations in and around Princeton and New Jersey. Well, this tree is really, really special to us, especially because it's a family tree, and actually was created by the staff here at Morven. We decided to come up with something. It was actually inspired by our registrar, Jesse Gordon, and there are silhouettes all on the tree, which is something that was popular, not in this century, but in centuries before, and some of the actual silhouettes on here are people who lived at Morven. the equestrian homestead tree, and horses played a big role in a lot of the people who lived here at Morven. This particular gallery is dedicated to Robert Wood Johnson Jr., who rented Morven for 14 years. And while he was here, he built the pool house and a pool and tennis courts, made it a little spa for him and his family in the early 20th century. And he loved his horses. So you can see on the wall and you can see on this tree that there's a lot of horse-related items. Also, the Commodore Robert Stockton was a big equestrian as well.
And now, Debbie, what is this tree about?
Well, this is Disco Extravaganza, and it's decorated by the Stony Brook Garden Club. And amazingly, some of this tinsel that's on here, or maybe all of the tinsel, is old cassette tapes. Does anybody remember cassette tapes? So this is a feel for the disco era because we're in the governor's gallery here at Morven. And it also is related in the mantles as well.
Can you tell us a story about the daughter-in-law of the Commodore?
Yeah, one of the Commodore's daughters-in-law came from Charleston, and she was Jewish. And when she was in Princeton society, she was loved and very beautiful and had lots of great stories to tell. And in the first year or so of her marriage, she converted. So we think it's kind of fitting to have menorah and Kiddush cup and a little tray and dreidels here on the Commodore's piano. This is one of the first Steinways that was in America. The Commodore was a big spender and liked to have beautiful things, and so we think it's kind of fitting that we celebrate Jewish holiday of Hanukkah on the Commodore's piano.
Hey, let's take a bite out of Christmas, another Christmas tree in this festive time of the year. Lots of lights, edibles, hymns, and Debbie's going to tell us more.
Well, what's interesting is, you know, before I worked in a museum, I didn't realize that you couldn't have live things in a museum. And guess why? Because they can attract bugs. So these aren't real apples, even though they look great. So don't eat one. And apparently Moravian Modern, which is by the Contemporary Garden Club, is reflective of the holiday season found in Bethlehem Diary. And this is apples, candles, and hymn stanzas. There are all different hymn stanzas here, which was how holidays were celebrated.
And the trees keep on coming. What do we have here, Debbie?
Well, this is Woodland Wonders, and this is created by the West Trenton Garden Club. And this is one of my favorites, even though I'm not really supposed to have favorites. But all the workmanship that went into this, they basically started this a year ago because they do trees every year with us. And this is quilled, recycled magazines. And the group is a great group. And if you look at the topper of this, and it's just got some amazing quilling, and they even gave us a little illustration here on how you too can quill if you're interested. But just a wonderful, the birds, the little foxes. I mean, there's so many different amazing things that they've done just with recycled magazines. So it's great on a lot of levels.
And the tour keeps going. The soul of Charles Dickens and McCarter Theater should be proud of this next tree. It's Scrooged.
It is Scrooged, and it is called A Christmas Carol, Scrooge's Bright Side. And it's all gold ornaments, and it's got some really interesting gold foliage at the top. And this is created and put up by McCarter, not Morven. And this is to indicate how Scrooge felt at the end of A Christmas Carol and his new view of gold.
This is truly a small world, as you said, and we've taken the small world of decorative Christmas trees, and we end with a multicultural tree. What is this?
Well, this is created by Karis Tree Farm, and it's Christmas traditions around the world. And if you look at this tree, it's got little greetings in all different languages. Now, I don't know, can you pronounce some of these?
I'm going to try. Let me see. No, English is kind of my second language, even though I was born here. Nolag Shona, Vesel Bolzik, somewhere, some Slovenian Eastern Europeans having a massive headache because my pronunciation is painful to them. Denmark, Gladik. Is this to embarrass me? Anyway. Oh, I know, I love it. I love it. I love it.
They're all ornaments from different cultures around the world. So this is, yes, you're right. It's a very multicultural Christmas tree.
And I'm going to say this because, I got to finish. I'm a finisher. Nolag Shona. That means don't give me coal. I'm just joking. No. Morven, what a gem, what a resource. It's been the job they've done here, renovating it and making it into a real-life museum is incredible. It's right here in Princeton. And I'm so happy you took the time, Debbie, to talk to us. How are we going to end this fabulous tour? Tell us what's coming up, your website, everything else. And I'll hand you the mic.
Okay, thank you. Well, so we have lots coming up. We have a lot of holiday programming. In fact, today you were kind of here a little bit during our Morning with Santa. Last week we had gingerbread house workshops. We had a colonial Christmas tea with Annis Boudinot Stockton, the first resident here at Morven. Up at the end of the month, we have a pajama story time with Gennady Spirin, who's a Princeton resident, a famous illustrator of children's books. So we're going to have a night before Christmas big party for the kids. And if you're here visiting and you're coming to see the Festival of Trees, you come and vote for your favorite, and the top 3 winners are named on our website, which is morven.org, and that's also where you'll find a lot of our programming. And it come in January and February. And February we have Grand Homes Garden Series. We have a lot of neat things coming up, and as Adam said, we're totally renovated our first floor of the museum, lots to see, and the second floor has the trompe-l'oeil exhibition, the Masters of Illusion. So come visit.
Look what Santa brought me too. Not only did we see Morven, all the great trees, got a great tour from Debbie, I got some presents. That makes my Christmas, free things. Well, goodbye from Morven. This has been Adam Bierman from Princetonia Now. Well, again, this Princetonia Now, we go from Palmer Square to Morven, now to the Princeton Airport. For the 43rd year, they get Santa to fly from the North Pole into Princeton. Busy man. A lot of kids, again, great anticipation, great looks. Santa Claus was gregarious, not as round, but I believe in him now. We also had a folk singer singing our famous and beautiful Yuletide classics. It was great, and the cocoa was delicious. I had to leave. I was drinking too much of it. Let's check this out. Hi, Adam Bierman, Princetonia Now. It's 2018 Christmas Eve with the Princeton Airport. About 43 years ago, the Nierenberg family had this great idea about flying Santa in from the North Pole. 43 years later, it's a much anticipated event. We're going to hopefully talk to Santa, maybe a folk singer, and of course the kids, and see what presents they get. I'm looking forward to it. Merry Christmas. Adam Bierman, Princetonia Now. We're talking to Pat McKinley.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
I love it. I want my presents. I'm so narcissistic. Well, thank you, Pat McKinley. Do you have a website or anything?
I'm working on it. I haven't developed it yet, though.
Well, your voice is beautiful. The guitar's melodic, and we'll be seeing.
31 years I've been here.
31 years. Oh, doing this. Oh.
Not doing this, but I brought our kids 31 years ago, and probably about 15 years ago I started the singing, so that my children would continue to come and participate in it.
I love it though. But also a second life kind of job switch in a sense.
Today, my grandchildren will be here, and my own children, and a lot of extended family. So it's really a wonderful, wonderful cause, and I really think the Princeton Airport has done a great job. They've been doing it, I think, 43 years, yes.
Well, ho, 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 and see more of Pat McKinley.
Okay, thank you.
so popular. Can we have a ho ho ho?
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas.
Thanks for coming from the North Pole.
It's a long ride with the good boys and girls. Thank you for coming.
Ho, ho, ho. That was a lot of fun, wasn't it? I'm happy. And we're going to be back again. That was the December 2018 edition of Princetonian Now. Comments, questions, concerns, tell us you love us. You can Gmail us at princetonian.now@gmail.com. Check out our YouTube channel. I'm Adam Bierman. And again, a great thanks to Patrick McDonald, visionary, producer, director, editor, you name it. Without him, there would be no Princetonian Now. And we're going to see you later.